All right, I'm so excited. And this topic actually didn't come to me until a little bit later. Hold on, I'm gonna adjust my lighting here. I see 8 people are on already. Oh my goodness, I'm so excited. That's super quick. All right, and so as always, every topic I discuss holds importance to me. This one definitely is. And I have to admit, I'm gonna do some tough love here. I'm gonna do some tough love. Just looking at my hair, okay? I like for it to be in place, and I'm getting my water. So I'm going to call some of you all out on some things. And if you get angry about it, which, I will say it with love. I definitely will say it with love. Um, you can just leave this live. Hi, Liz. Okay. And so, unity consciousness. All right. So you've heard of unity consciousness. And a lot of times it's something really hard to grasp. And hi, Sally and Trisha. Hello, hello. And Natalia. Awesome. And all right, unity consciousness is something that's really, really hard to grasp. And I have to say, it is not an easy thing to do. And hi, Soul Awaken. It's not an easy thing to do. I went through the experiences myself and experienced a lot of difficulty with it. And there's a reason why. Okay. There's a reason. When you're growing up during your early years in life, okay, you were concerned. Hi, Facebook user. It just comes up as that inside of here. Probably the name appears on Facebook. The light is dim today, but it's okay. We'll continue. All right. So while you're experiencing connection with the people who took care of you, your parents, any other caretakers, whoever was raising you, you had a lot of out of body experience, heavily focused on them. Okay, probably a lot of focus on you, but there was so much focus on, I want to please my parents. I don't want them to get mad at me. If I do this, is this going to happen? All of this stuff, right? So then when you get into connection with someone, that pattern continues. And there is this pattern of feeling like the things that you want to experience, the things that are going to bring you joy, and feeling like validation, you need that validation from outside of yourself, continues. And what does it do? It just pushes people away. And so many of you may perceive that a lot of this is twin flame related. Is not twin flame related. Your twin flame is just showing you that these things exist inside of you. That's what that person is doing. The person is you. They're you. Okay, they are you. And so my journey, I'll explain a little bit about, well, you guys have heard of my journey. Oh, it's your business. Oh, that's right. It is, Tamara. So you guys have heard about my journey, but as you know, I was a runner. Many of us are. Even if you consider yourself a chaser, you're running. You're running from yourself. Honestly, I don't believe my honest, I'm saying honestly, this is my um truth, and it may hold truth for a lot of you. There are no chasers. There are no chasers. Okay. Just running from yourself, and your twin flame mirrors that, the way that you're running from yourself. All right. And so I ran from myself a lot. And I'll share with you how you run from yourself. Okay. If you're feeling a certain way, but you're not opening up about it, if you're people pleasing, you're looking outside of yourself for something. You have an addiction to something so that it's fulfilling something inside of yourself. You're one foot in, one foot out when it comes to experiencing connection with someone. You're getting ready. For them to give you that reason, or maybe every day when you were in connection with someone in the past, your mind was always like, I want to get out of here. I want to get out of here. I don't want to be here. I don't want to be here. And all this kind of stuff. But you just keep being in it anyways, even though you were thinking something else. And so it did not align with you intuitively. your experiences did not align subconsciously, you know what they are. Okay. You know what they are. And um, when the going gets tough, for some of you, I'm going to call you out. I'm going to call you out. The going gets tough in a connection, so someone else feels better. And so, in a way, you run from connection rather than having to go into the hard emotions and deal with them and talk about things. Okay. The running happens happens when you run from your emotions, when you run from the things you're experiencing inside of you, and you're running from your intuition. You're running. Okay. And when someone comes into your life, this person is a mirror. It's not just your twin flame. The people you encounter are mirrors of you. They come into your life and they show you where you're running. All right. You're ignoring your emotions, so you attract um, a narcissist, maybe. If this was you in the past, that person showed that they did not care about your feelings because they were showing that within yourself where you ran away from your feelings and your intuition. All right. And you beg the person, I'll finish this statement, then I'll say what I was telling myself earlier. You beg this person to give you attention, give you love. Please see me. Okay. I need these things from you. By the way, you cannot have love this way. When you're telling someone what to do, you cannot experience love this way. They choose you. The person chooses you. And if they have not chosen you, you would know. And this can happen with your twin flame too. If your twin flame hasn't chosen, perhaps they choose you, but they haven't chosen to experience this connection, you would know. You can't convince anybody. Okay. And so there you were trying to do that. You were like, please, please, please. But yet you weren't giving these things to yourself. You weren't creating your own happiness. You were expecting that happiness to come from someone else. Like, please fix it. Please fix what's going on inside of me. I need you to do that job. Okay. And all right, so I think unfortunately, me and my twin flame have always been the runner. Neither of us ever really did the whole chase thing, though I was the one to always cave and reach out for a long time. Okay, yeah, yeah, my experience and so forth. So, I had said I was going to leave the ex alone. Before I came on this live, I was like, I'll leave because a lot of you don't want to think about your ex, right? I sure don't want to think about my ex. um, I don't have a choice. He's a part of my life and stuff like that. A few of them are still a part of my life, but that is what happened. And this is where we're already seeing duality. Okay. This didn't start with your twin flame. Twin flame comes in and you're hearing all these concepts. Hold on, let me drink my water. All right, so your twin flame comes into this picture. Now you want to figure out this connection. You're hearing all these concepts about duality, like don't look at that. Experience oneness, unity, consciousness, and so you're like, okay, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna try to just not think about them, and just I'm gonna do these different techniques so that I can have my twin flame experience. Right? Unfortunately, it doesn't work that way. It doesn't work that way because you're still seeing duality. When you're believing that this person is outside of your body and you need to do something in order to have this person in your life. Duality. It's me, them. They're over there. All of your connections have been you, have been a mirror of you, a part of you. The law of attraction says that you attract what you are. Okay. It is impossible for you to not attract what you're not. Let's say you're someone who doesn't open up, but you want a partner who opens up. You're not honest with yourself, even about yourself. You're not honest, but you want honesty from someone else. You don't trust yourself, but someone else is supposed to trust you. or yeah, they have to trust you. You want to be able to trust them, and you haven't learned how to trust yourself yet. Okay. Now, I'm hearing ladies and gentlemen, here's the oneness, the unity consciousness. Because those outside of you are reflecting your inner you, what's going on with you, it's not just twin flame. Who's the main equation here? Is you. It's you. So these people are showing you the stuff that is going on inside of you. Now, when you, oh, I'll get to that question, Kimberly. I like that question. Okay. Now, when you point the fingers at the other person, you're doing this. You did this to me. It's you. It's you. It's you. You run from what truly needs healing, which comes from inside of you. Because this person is likely not doing these things to you. And again, it's not just twin flame, okay? The people around you. They're acting out their trauma, their pain, their understanding of life, where they are in life, but yet it hits something inside of you where you're just like, fix it, change yourself so I can feel better. Okay? Do something about that. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen because your triggers are showing something that goes on inside of you. Even the triggers that you're having in this connection, like I feel unchosen by my twin flame. I feel lonely. I feel like this person doesn't want to be with me. They're choosing someone else. All this kind of stuff is something happening inside of you. Is your ego stepping in and is telling yourself these things, these scenarios, right? Oh, okay, I'll get that. I'll get that. I'll get to that. And then you can let me know if I'm wrong or right, Facebook user. And so I honestly I want to like open up Facebook, but I'm on my phone, so I'm not gonna do that. And I'll review the comments there later. Okay, they are showing actually the comments are showing up here, but I'll definitely look to see who's popping up here because I'd love to attach a name, or you can put your name there too, and I'll remember that when you go live. I mean, when I go live and you show up. All right, and so we pin it on the other person. This is one thing I share with you that the universe had told me. Okay. I want you guys to remember, I'm not doing these lives just for nothing to happen. Like, really take these concepts, okay, and apply them in your life. And so the universe has said, when you're feeling emotionally hurt about something in some kind of way, or you might want to call it upsets. These upsets come up, but some of these words I do like using them, although I don't like where they originated from, if you know what I mean. And I'm not a fan of that, and I'm referring to that documentary and stuff. But this happens when you're triggered by anything in life. I don't care what it is. It's twin flame related. It's related to your job. It's related to your kids. It's related to those relatives that you try to push aside. Now they piss you off and that kind of stuff. Do not take it out on your connection and your twin flame. Okay? Do not take it out on your connection and your twin flame. I will repeat this like 20 times because many of you are pointing fingers and saying, you're doing this to me. No, they're not. They're bringing up things from inside of yourself that you either thought you healed or didn't know it needed to be healed because they didn't do that to you. So if you pin it on them, you hurt connection. Okay? You hurt connection. And if you've done this in the past, and you got blocked, they ran, they were like, I'm not having this, or whatever the case is. This is possibly one reason. I mean, there's different reasons, everybody's journey is different, but the way we handle conflict is that we point the fingers at someone, or we feel like, okay, I messed up, therefore I'm not good enough. My life sucks. They're not going to like me. Or, why aren't they showing me love? Because I don't feel so good and all this kind of stuff. So we pin it, pin it, pin it. And that person is hurt by it. They feel like I can't satisfy you no matter what I do. I'm trying. Or maybe you felt like they weren't trying, but perhaps they were. And you just needed good communication to meet each other where you're at, to see what's going on inside of yourself. Now, many of you might have been like, I did try to communicate with Sheen. I really did. I tried to open up. Yeah, so did I. I thought so too. I thought so too. Okay. The emotions that you open up about are the ones that are too painful to talk about. There you go. The emotions, I told you, tough love, right? The emotions you open up about, the experiences that you're having are the things that are too difficult to talk about. It feels so painful to bring it up. Like, what will they think about me? How they, they're going to reject me if I say what's truly going on. They're going to do this. They're going to do all of that. You're doing that, they're running because they're showing how you're running from your emotions. When you're healing, you're going to be able to do that. It has a lot to do with the nervous system, guys. And I help you tap into your inner child, who's the one that's like, oh, cringe inside, remembering the consequences that happens if they open up. Or perhaps you were raised in a family where no one talks about anything, talk about emotions, it didn't feel right. So then you're not used to that. You don't know how to because it wasn't demonstrated. Okay. So I certainly, many of us, like, you open up, you were in trouble. Someone got hurt. Someone got angry because they were living out their trauma. You tapped into their you triggered them. And the consequence of that is, oh, you're making me feel bad. So therefore, I'll make you feel bad or something like that. Okay. So it became too painful to open up and talk about things. All right. Those are the emotions. When you have these difficult, and I don't want to label emotions, you're having these hard emotions, they are happening inside of you. Something's going on inside of you. Do not pin it on them. And yes, like I was mentioning, I'm a believer that you can talk about the things that are going on inside of you. But to say it's you, you're doing this, you're doing this. You can say, when this occurred, when you did this, it made me feel this way. You're not putting blame and telling them, I need you to show up this way for me. Let them let you know communicate that with you. Because you might get an apology. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to make you feel that way. Or what can I do to make you feel better? Anything like that, rather than going with a dagger, like, you did this. It's you, how dare you, I'm gonna, all this kind of stuff that we go through, right, when we're feeling triggered. Go within. All right, so I'm going to answer a little bit of this, and then I'll get back to that oneness, unity consciousness. All right, so Kimberly said, are you suggesting we open up to our DM? Okay. There's a lot that goes on when you open up to your DM, so I'm not suggesting that unless you know what's happening. And when your intuition guides you, okay, your soul is leading this connection, not you, not your twin flame, your soul, the universe leads this connection. Okay, so you may get a pull, you have a feeling to reach out, to open up, to whatever the case. I want you to get in touch with your own intuition when you ask this question. Okay, I do it with everybody. I do it with my clients. I don't answer these questions for you unless spirits come in and suggest it and stuff like that. But usually it's in you. The answer is in you. And you might hear, don't open up yet. It's not time. It's not ready. It's not time. Because if you open up during a moment when it's not yet time for it, it's either you're going to be really triggered or they're going to be really triggered. Something's going to happen. It's a hot mess. But when your intuition guides you, there's a way to do it. Okay? There's a way to do it. If you're nervous, shaking, panicky. What are they going to say? What are they going to think? You're judging your feelings, your emotions. You're doing all of that. Your twin flame shows it to you. They reflect that back to you because they're you. They're just you. Okay? Can't do that. Can't do that. So this is where you're learning how to let go of judging your emotions, of judging your truth. And you do this with the folks around you, right? We got to stop making these things twin flame related. Because if you're saving the opportunity for when your twin flame comes in, when they come in, I'm going to stop judging and I'm going to balance my energy and all this kind of stuff, then they're going to come in and everything's going to get whacked, right? And you're going to be like, what? I thought it was going to go okay and stuff like that. I took in all this information and I know when they come in, I'm going to begin to do this with the people around you. Okay. Don't wait for your twin to come in. Your twin is you. They're just going to mirror you. And these things that haven't been healed in you are going to surface big time. All right. And I say that because, you know, we believe, a lot of us believe reunion is going to be like a piece of cake, right? I certainly did. The universe was like, congratulations, you're in union. I'm like, okay, so the universe said so. How bad is this? How bad is this, right? All that unhealed stuff, all that stuff inside of you that hasn't been healed will surface because that's what this connection does. It's intended to do that. And this is the thing that we don't understand because when at first, until you hear me say it, because I had to learn it from somewhere about this connection, and I teach you guys this. Took a while, universe shows you things in divine timing, and you're like, really, universe? You had to make me go through this jungle gym of emotions, the roller coaster, and then I don't know. 2 years later, you show me something. All right, thank you so much for that. Um, the that I call it a tip. All right, thanks for that. And so the connection does this. When your twin flame triggers you, this is a part of the process. Do not pin it on them. Begin to take a look at the trigger. This is what I mean by unity consciousness, that oneness is where you begin to look inside of yourself. Okay, this stuff is coming up. Why? Why is it here? What is it teaching me? Okay. Don't let that ego come in and tell your twin flame, get lost, you this, you that, because the ego is going to try to do that. It's going to do that because these emotions are too painful. They're too intense. They're hard. All right. And the ego is going to say all kinds of stuff because that's what it's been doing almost your whole life, trying to protect you by making up scenarios. It's this, is this, they don't like me, they don't, all of this kind of stuff. Okay. You heal your ego. You definitely got to heal your ego. Okay. I don't believe that you put your ego to the side and that's it. The things your ego is telling you is going to come back up again. And it's going to mess you guys up. And you're going to be like, oh, I can't believe I said these things. Oh, I'm blocked again. Oh, all this. All right. Don't you do something about that. Don't just ignore your ego. It's a part of you. All right. And so and let me, all right, I'm going to pause a little bit to answer some of this. Okay. Oh, that's me. How did I attract a cheating husband when I never cheated before? My story. I share it with you guys. I'm not doing it to throw anyone under the bus. I just want to um help you understand this because it took a while for me to understand it. Because the whole time I was like, you know what? I don't accept this behavior. I knew I didn't accept this behavior. It's not who I am and stuff. It's not something that was part of me anywhere at all. Oh, excuse me. So what did I do? I fought and fought and fought and fought and thought I can do something different, pin it all on me, right? I can do something different and maybe he won't. I will do this, maybe, if I just whatever. And then you start to turn it on yourself. Many of us did that. Okay. And we're like, I don't get it. Like, I'm saying things, I'm telling this person how I feel, and they still do it. Okay. So I'll explain to you why. Took me 11 years in, or actually, when married for 10 years, and then um, after meeting my twin flame and learning about how powerful our mind is, when I started doing this work, I realized that my subconscious mind created that. It created your subconscious mind created it. Okay. And how? All right. One example. If you grew up in a culture where it was acceptable, or you observed a parent who did it, or generational is something in the generations been passed down, um, any of these, as a child, you learn, like subconsciously, you're learning, you're watching, you're observing, and your inner child becomes used to this. There is a part in your subconscious mind that becomes used to this pattern and attracts that. So that's one way. Another way is the things you're telling yourself. I'm not good enough. And you're having fears and worries. Maybe they're going to cheat on me. I'm so worried that this person is going to do something, right? You're questioning, where are they, and all this kind of stuff. It becomes manifested. Your fears always manifest. And so I'll talk to people, and they'll be like, I'm so afraid. I don't want to be cheated on. I don't want my husband to cheat. I'm like, listen, you need to take care of that thought. Okay. Your thoughts become reality. The universe does not sleep. You've got to heal those thoughts that you have in order to experience a better connection with the person you're intended to be with. You know, these are the reasons. And when these ideas are there on a subconscious level, it does not matter what you say. Don't cheat on me. Please respect me. Respect is another thing. If you're not respecting your own self, you hardly know what respect means coming when it comes to you, but you want it from someone. It really doesn't work that way. Okay. So these are things that require healing so the pattern can stop. It's all inside. And a lot of times, that cheating person, unless they really are just cheaters, that's just the way that they are. And even though it was attracted into your life, that's who you are. But a lot of times, that cheating person might be like, I don't know why I cheat. I want to be faithful. I have no idea how to be faithful. It was never taught to me. It was never shown to me. The people I've been around with are all cheaters. They're picking up on energy of cheaters because that's who they choose to hang out with instead of the ones who are faithful. Energy gets absorbed. um Law of attraction, you attract what's around you, and all this kind of stuff. And plus, the things you're saying to yourself subconsciously gives them instructions. Okay, they hear it as instructions. They're not gonna like hear, oh, go cheat. No, it's manifested. And so when you're like, are you gonna cheat? I hope you don't cheat on me. They're doing these pet things, and they're just like, why am I this way? I can't seem to shake that off. This is where it's so important that you heal that so they don't get that, we call it push energy, right? Into going somewhere else. Got to take care of that. And then once you heal that, and even in a connection where cheating had happened, but the person wants to do better and they want to be there. I'm not promoting cheating at all, but it happens where two people love each other and they want to work it out. When you release those thoughts, they no longer feel that push, I should say, that push. They can hear their intuition and begin to heal the things in themselves that had led to cheating, whatever patterns they had going on inside themselves. But when you have that, oh my goodness, are you going to, they can't hear themselves. It's just a push in that direction. I don't know how to stop. I'm trying, and yeah, I really want to, or something like that. Um, look within. Look within when it comes to that, okay? And so I appreciate you. Thank you, Kimberly. And you're not late. We're still here. No worries. Replay is available too. Are we supposed to stop reaching out to them? That's the thing I struggle with. I went 3 days, then I caved in. Okay, again, intuitive based. Okay, this is based on your intuition. You're reaching out to them. Why? Is it because you want something fulfilled? You're trying to get something accomplished, to convince? Is it coming from the ego? Okay? Or is it on a soul level where you're guided to reach out? Now, if on a soul level, you feel like now's not the right time, they have said to you now's not the right time, and you're feeling this. This is where we go wrong. We feel like not it's not happening. But we don't speak up, and we reach out anyways. Something intuitively said this person is not feeling the connection right now. They're not into it. They're busy. They have their own life. They're married or whatever the case. But I just want to hear from them. You got to go with your feelings. You've got to listen to yourself. I know it's a struggle. You've got to listen to yourself. And then, the universe taught me this because, boy, did I listen to myself because of the pain. You guys know my story. I'm not even going to repeat it tonight. Have a conversation about it. Okay. I feel like we're not on the same page. And there's this in and out thing that's going on with you. I really like you, but this is how I'm feeling. And respect what they say. Okay. So if this person is not reaching out, they're not feeling the connection, they're in their pain, the connection is too much, the energy is a lot, and all this, and whatever it is that's going on with them, that you can't convince them. There's no amount of phone calls, there's no amount of whatever that's going to convince them to be with you. This is something that they like, you both need healing, and so on. Okay, your intuition will let you know when this person is not emotionally available. Gotta follow your intuition, otherwise you just keep hurting yourself. And I really don't want to see you guys keep getting hurt. And know that your soul's running the show, the universe is running the show. All right, Maria. Hi, Asheen. My question is, how do we know when we have balanced our masculine and feminine energies? I totally see where my twin flame reflects my wounded masculine energy. You will feel it. This is an inner thing, okay? So your feminine energy, and this isn't everybody, is your creative side, is your intuitive side, soft side, relaxing, it's the nurturing, understanding, and so forth. Your masculine energy is the doer, the protector of your inner feminine energy. When your masculine energy is balanced, you have strength, you feel strong. Okay, when it's not, then you get into that wounded masculine, when you're just like, no, it's more like a wounded feminine, where it's like out of balance. But you will be able to feel it as you're healing. You're going to notice, like, you're spending more time in your feminine, Maria, right? You're spending more time, but you will notice that when it comes to expressing yourself, being heard, and all this kind of stuff, this is your masculine energy. There's like this inner you who's not afraid. It's like the information that you're saying that's coming out of your mouth aligns with what you feel inside, because they have to match. If you're saying something but inside you're telling yourself something else, they can't hear you. Nobody can hear you. They hear what you're telling yourself subconsciously. They don't hear anything else. And so when it's balanced, you're really speaking up for yourself. and you will feel it in your body. And when you're not used to it, you're going to be like, wait a second, did I just do that? Like, whoa, I feel like that came out of nowhere. Well, welcome to being balanced and stuff like that. You need both energies. And, there's a time you're using your masculine energy because you're doing something, you're working towards your goals and all this kind of stuff. But you make time for relaxation and for spending time with your family and loved ones, you will just feel it inside of yourself. And when you do, it's like you feel whole. You feel really in balance. You just feel there's a whole different feeling that comes with that. All right. And so I hope that answered that. All right. They call that surrender. I've done that. I really am starting to forget him low. Okay. All right. All right. Surrender. Yes. You know what? Next week I'll do a video on surrender. There's so much that goes into that. I wrote a letter to my DM about all metaphysical experiences and Kundalini visions, and he ghosted me straight away. After 1 year of push and pull, I was just tired. All right. Um, so sorry that happened to you. Okay. Uh, writing letter, and I'm not doing a blame game. I'm just saying I'm not blaming you. I mean to say everything happens for a reason. It happened, accept it, and move forward. And you can use this as a learning experience. If the things I would say don't align with you, it's okay. It's not for you. But I will just put it out there. When you're putting your feelings on paper and you're giving this to this person, you're avoiding um connecting with the feelings inside of yourself. Okay? It's too scary. Maybe this wasn't you, okay? I'm just pointing that out. It's too scary to speak in words. It's scary to have this conversation, this interaction where I got to go into my feelings and talk about them. So let me write them on paper. So whenever you're running from that, your authentic self, those hard feelings, those things inside. Well, you did mention metaphysical experience, so they weren't really hard feelings. But when you're when communication is on a paper or in a text message, it takes away from that connection. That when you're verbalizing it. Now, the other part of it is your awakening is sounds like it was different than his. Okay? And okay. It may be at that time he wasn't aware of these things, or the universe hasn't shown him these things. So it didn't fit with him, or it didn't sit with him well, or maybe it triggered something inside of him. He got triggered some kind of way. Ooh, this is coming to me because ghosting, guys, is caused by trigger. The person got triggered. If I open up and I express my feelings, I'm going to be judged, I'm going to be criticized, or perhaps something in that connection reminded them of someone from the past that they haven't fully healed from. Trauma will do that. I call it the trauma lens. They see things through a trauma lens instead of seeing you for who you really are. Instead of understanding, hey, you're brilliant. You have this wonderful mind and you're exploring metaphysical experiences in Kundalini. You just wanted to share that. Instead of seeing it like that, it's like, oh, I got triggered for something someone had done in the past or whatever the case. These are the reasons. I'm not saying ghosting is correct. A person who ghosts is someone who is unable to open up about what they are experiencing inside of themselves, and it's a lot easier to just walk away. Okay, so that's what happened, but that is something for him to learn to heal from. And in the meantime, you'll hear. you can heal from being connected with your emotions and being able to express them um, instead, okay, to verbalize them. Okay. And this is such a good timing since I'm getting ready to express myself to him, trying not to let these fears get in the way, even though I know it's the right thing to do. All right. You know, fear is a part of us. And whenever we just want to close the door and say, you know what, I'm going to totally eliminate fear. I'm going to get rid of it. Okay. It's, um, we avoid ourselves by doing that. The stories that go along with fear is the thing to look out for. Okay. And all right, how can I explain this? I'm helping you prepare. This is a preparation moment right here. Okay. We do many things while still being afraid, but we do it anyways. Okay. Like start a business, um, buy a house, an expensive house, buy an expensive car, move to a new neighborhood. And what else? We do these things, but there's fear in there. But we know that on the other side of that fear is something pleasant and wonderful. Okay? So I say this to let go of judging your fear and to balance your energy. Definitely balance your energy so your fear is not overtaking your body. Okay? Cuz like if you get into this, I'm talking to him, I'm so afraid, and you're judging the things that you're saying, and you're creating stories about how he's going to perceive it. Maybe he's not going to take it well, and all this kind of stuff, because that's what fear is going to do. Is going to cause you to make these stories in your mind, and he's going to reflect those. So instead, acknowledge that the fear is there, balance your energy, sit with yourself so that the fear lessens and is not controlling you. Okay, and controlling your thoughts. You don't want to don't have these thoughts when you're in communication with him. Do not, those negative thoughts, do not have them. He will show you them, and no, we don't want that. No thoughts. Clear yourself. Okay, I'll reach out to you and let you know how you can do that. All right, and communicate authentically. Okay, don't be afraid to communicate authentically. Your truth is your truth, everybody. It's your truth. Is there something wrong with your truth? Is your truth not your truth? It's your truth. And that's all you're expressing. And he has the right to his truth, to how he perceives things. It's okay. All right. We have to let go of controlling someone else's truth. That is seen through their perception. Okay. No stories. They're not gonna like me. They're not gonna, I say these things like, all right, this is super easy, but I know I went through it, guys. I went through the whole experience of being terrified of my intuition, terrified of expressing my truth, just terrified of the connection. I went through all of this, even while I was teaching it. But then when you come into a reunion, it's a whole nother story. I wasn't immune to any of this stuff. Okay. This takes practice. You really gotta practice the stuff that you hear about. Okay. And appreciate you being here for us. Thank you, Maria. And that's so true. I told my DM to stop contacting me. Since then, the universe had brought me people and situations to trigger me. I'm finally getting it. Yeah. All right. I know you're saying that to something I had previously said. And do you suggest womb healing, which is separate from sacral? Womb healing. To me, that's a whole other topic. Probably some people would tie it into your healing of the energies in your body and all this kind of stuff. I don't go into womb healing and with the sacral, with the chakras. I should say, I clear them. I suggest clearing the chakras, but I don't go into depth with that, Carlita. So I can't really say how it ties in with twin flame, but I'm pretty sure it has a significant importance. With twin flame, this is more connecting with yourself. Okay. And if it means womb healing, that's a connection with yourself. As much as possible, as much as you possibly can. Because not just your twin, the people outside of you are a reflection of you, and how connected you are with yourself, where you're experiencing judgment and all of this kind of stuff. It's all within. And so I heard is not good. You can't have emotional love. You just need to align with soul and they will come organically. Don't make my mistake. We don't talk since May because of the letter. All right. And aligning with your soul doesn't involve a letter. Okay. Communication is a part of this, guys. Communication is a part of this. Um, you know, the information out there, we hear about just simply align with soul, and that's it. We just align with soul, right? And they come towards us. This is true. This is true. But then what happens when you're triggered? What happens when emotions kick in? When um you got to communicate with each other. There are things that you need to communicate. I had mentioned that when these upsets come up, you look within to what is showing you, but you can still communicate with this person without placing any expectation or control on them. All right. So I'll give you an example. If someone does something, I hate the word boundaries. They do something and you don't feel, it doesn't make you feel good. You don't feel good about it. Maybe it's a particular way a person spoke. Maybe they took their bad day out on you and things like that because they're having a bad day and their ego is all over the place and things like that. And it did not make you feel good. So you're like, okay, all right, I don't feel good. So let me look into it. And you're connecting with yourself and you're finding out that does not change the fact that they had somewhat hurt you in some kind of way. And it's not intentional. It's not like they were doing it on purpose. And this can be with anybody. It's not that they were doing it on purpose. But when you communicate, hey, when you got really loud with me, I felt hurt by that. Or whatever your feelings were, you teach them how to treat you. You teach them that you are human. There's a part of you that's human and you have feelings. How else will they learn about you if you're staying quiet and you're just absorbing all of this stuff? Because you heard that you just simply have to align with your soul and that's it. Okay? How will they learn? How will you learn? Perhaps you mistook something, you misunderstood. And now when you open up about it, again, you're just expressing how it made you feel. That's it, just you. Not pointing fingers and telling them what they should think, say, do, feel. Someone else said this, my neighbors did this, my whoever's husband took it this way. I don't understand why you can't. No, not that. Just your feelings. And you're hearing their feelings, okay? It could have been a misunderstanding. Maybe you thought wrong or something like that. And so this goes back with Liz. If you you feel a pull, you're really feeling like this is something that have to be said, say it, okay? Without any expectation, control, stories, or whatever. This is just your truth. And when when the twin flame chooses to run from your truth, this was before you healed your connection with yourself, because this is important. You got to heal your connection with yourself and they can hear you. So if you don't hear yourself and you're trying to express what you feel is your truth, but it's not really your truth because your truth is deep down inside, it's too painful to go there. So you're going to say things like, I don't feel good, or you're doing this to me, and all this, which are not feelings. They're not feelings. Then this person runs because, or appear to be distant, because you're not connecting with your true feelings, the ones that you don't want to talk about. Okay. All right. So this is new stuff that you guys are probably like, I don't hear about this kind of stuff. Like what? I thought I just had to do some meditation and align with soul, and that's about it. But then you're having these feelings that you're running away from. And the people around you can't hear you because you're running away from you. All right. And okay, so you can't have love to or for them. It's separation consciousness. You are love. And when they will show up, no human emotions, no errors types of love, but agape love. I don't know about that. I don't know about that. Your love, and again, I'm taking twin flame out of this because it's not twin flame related. All of this is not twin flame related. The love that, well, they do have love. There is love in this connection. But to experience love, you experience it from inside of yourself first. Okay? Have you ever tried loving someone, even if it's your kids? We love our kids and we'll do anything for our kids, but inside, we feel like we're dying. We feel lost. We're crying in empty rooms where nobody can hear us, or in our car. I certainly did in the car. So no one can hear that you have emotions. Okay? And we're expecting them to experience love while we're feeling empty on the inside. And so love happens inside of you first. You're filling yourself up, and there's so much that we can talk about with loving yourself. You might be like, oh, it's the happy moments. No, it's your shadows too. It's everything, all parts of you. You're learning to love every part of you, your triggers, your fears, your ego, your emotions, positive or heavy emotions. You're loving all of that. And then you love on outside of you. And they reflect the love you have for you. Okay. We believe love is, I'll do some nice things. Okay. Let me cook you some food and do these nice things for you, or send you a nice message and all this kind of stuff. These aren't love. I mean, it's nice. It's nice if their love language is perhaps word of affirmations or something like that, or if your connection has grown to that point. Because some of the things I see going on, you're sending these messages to someone who's not exclusive with you yet. There's no you're moving too quickly. You're moving beyond what this connection is and expecting to have this in return. Meanwhile, your inner world, your intuition is telling you, nope, not ready. I still don't feel good. I don't feel chosen, all this kind of stuff. It's not going to happen. You just can't have love, a loving partner, when you don't feel it inside of yourself. And your kids, some of you are like, probably like, don't bring my kids in here. Your kids will be like, you say you love me, but I don't know what's going on with you. Like, you know, it happens in yourself first, and you're filling yourself up, and they mirror that to you. Your twin flame has a lot of love for you. You have a lot of love for your twin flame. The love is real. Okay. We're not robots. It's real. And ignoring that, saying, no, I'm not supposed to feel love, but yet it's no. The love is real. But love is often tied to pain because of how someone was raised. It's like like in the beginning, for some of you, I love my twin flame. I show them all this love. And they're just like, what on earth is that? You're like, I don't get it. They should just know that I love them. And they're like, that's scary. Like, what is that? I've never had that before. You know, my parents ignored me. They were abusive. They weren't around. I couldn't express my feelings. They were addicted to stuff. Nobody was there. I raised myself. I don't know what love is. Or the people who said they love me abuse me. And now you're telling me you love me. I that's scary. That is something that they have to heal from. Okay? And there it's likely to be a mirror where it's something that you're healing from as well. All right? You can your twin flame who love doesn't feel safe to them, you can't convince them that you love them. It doesn't feel good to them. Okay? So, those are the things that I have to say with love. But the amount of love that they feel, the so called running divine masculine or whatever, is very strong. And for someone who hasn't experienced this level of love, because that's what the connection shows, it's scary. It's so scary. What if I get hurt again? I don't know if I can do this. And they look like they're running and they look like they don't care and all this kind of stuff. Meanwhile, eh, they're hiding with pain. Okay. A lot of times we believe, oh, like so many so called chasers that experience pain, the runners do too. The runners do too. When they can't allow themselves to feel something because it doesn't feel good, they're not used to it. All right. So, okay, here we go. Doing chores and helping my kids with homework, taking them to extracurricular activities. Is that masculine energy? Trying to understand how to be in flow consistently. Oh, okay. All right. So this is a whole nother video in itself too, but it ties into this somewhat, which I like, because you're asking questions about inner you, inside of you, and not outside. And I know part of it might be like, well, I want to be in the flow so I can experience connection. Well, that's fine as long as it's within you. You're experiencing a better connection inside of yourself so that the connection, you're inviting this better connection into your world. So the to be in the flow is to just go with your intuition. Sometimes we have these hardcore schedule. It's got to be boom, 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 like this, like this. Meanwhile, the intuition is saying, you could put this off later, um, or do this right now. Maybe it's saying all of this stuff, right? We're feeling it like I'm tired, maybe not right now. Perhaps this doing something different. You're going with your feelings instead of a rough, rigid schedule. Your feelings, all right, and you can be in your body. Talking to them to taking them to extracurricular. So you take them to extracurricular activities and you're being relaxed in your body while you're watching them. Things like those. All right. Don't be afraid of your masculine energy. It's all balance. And whichever energy you resonate with, and I know for you it's feminine, invite more feminine energy. Matter of fact, we all need to really invite even men or the masculine, all balance. This uh, country, I would have to say, well, society. Let's blame it on society. I know it's not every country. We've lost feminine energy. Everyone's on a go, 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 work, 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 do, do, do. We gotta balance that out. We really have to balance that out and invite more feminine energy whenever it's possible. All right. Thank you for clarifying what you meant. You go within, you are soul. The soul will bring them to you. When you align with soul, is DM role to bring the union to 3D when you reach inner union. Don't do anything. It's about being. Yes, it is. All right. So I'll get back to that because this is the topic here. So let me answer some more. Will they ever reach out if energy gets balanced? Yes, they do. Absolutely. And that ties in to what Art Book had said. Sorry if I mispronounced your name. So those two, I'm coming back to them. I feel like I'm starting to balance because I'm actually starting to get things done and be productive. That is the masculine energy showing up, which was missing for so long. I wasn't productive at all before. Excellent, excellent. You're being balanced. Yes, it was. My twin flame goes when I speak up for myself. Um, again, ghosting, don't you look for it within yourself where you may not be showing up for yourself, where um communication maybe is something, but you can do that. But I want you to understand, I want all of you to understand that a person who ghosts is afraid of going into these emotions, number one, that they're having inside. If I speak up, they'll judge me. I don't want to be seen. I've gone through experiences in the past with a previous relationship where when I open up, I got told that I'm wrong and all this kind of stuff. So it's easier if I just walk away. So that's one thing. Another thing is this feels familiar. Okay. This feels like a wound I've been through. Maybe it's mother's wound. Who knows? Mom wouldn't let me speak up, so I can't speak up or something, or the energy feels like someone previously something. It is some what ghosting is something that happens inside of that person. Okay, that you may not even realize that you did, or even perhaps there is. And I say look within. There's two sides to it. Actually, there is two sides. But rather than blaming yourself, oh, I did something wrong and they ghosted and all this kind of stuff, let it be. Something happened with them. They were triggered. They ghosted. Now, where inside myself am I pushing away connection? Okay. Because sometimes you know, we push away connection without realizing it. And how do we do that? Like, what were you speaking up about? What was the topic? Because if and I'm not saying it's you, if the topic was you do this, you do that, and constantly looking for something that someone is doing to you, you're pushing away connection. Okay. Because there is that inner person, that little person inside of you who was taught that love hurts. They're gonna hurt me. They're gonna do something to me. So how about I sabotage it before they do it to me? Okay. So I'm just saying there's like two sides. The ghosting is on them. Something happened in them, but also take a look at within yourself too and heal whatever in you that may have pushed away connection. All right. So regarding what you said about the feelings being on paper, what about situations where you work with your twin flame and they're married and you can't really reach out with privacy out of respect for them? This is intuition, right? So your intuition says, not a good place, workplace, they're married. Whatever your intuition is telling you, honor that. Don't go against your intuition. Do not go against your intuition. Now, if your intuition is saying something, you're expressing your truth. Okay. But again, intuition says, nope, not a good situation. Not, you need to leave that alone. They need to figure it out. Go with your intuition. Ask for guidance. Ask for clarity if you need it on how you can handle this particular situation. Your soul knows the truth. Your soul knows what it's doing in this connection and guides you on it. Okay? Those answers are within yourself. And I don't recommend writing feelings on paper, on text messages. I don't recommend any of those. If your twin flame is not ready to have a conversation with you, they're not ready to experience connection. Okay. And I think he may think I'm crazy or a witch. We talk 1 year and after this, nothing. I was going to bring that up, that whole witch thing. I was going to bring that up because when there isn't much understanding about this connection, it's likely. Um, I see it a lot with the divine masculine. They're like, I think you're a witch. I don't know. For some reason, like you appear in my dreams and I feel a pull towards you. I can't hide from you when I'm around you. It's like you see me. Like, what are you doing? Like, this is weird. This doesn't happen with anybody. Things like those. Yeah. So that is possible. So, what if you do think that your twin is good enough for you, and because of the ghosting, you can't see how you could ever reunite? Good question. I love all your questions. I love all your questions. Okay. Love it. You don't need to see it. Like the ego says, I need to see it. I need proof. Okay. Your ego is talking to God or the universe, whoever you resonate with, or both. And you're saying, let's sit down, map this out. I need evidence. I need to be able to, like, I hear my intuition is telling me things. It's saying that you're going to be together, you're going to have a wonderful connection, you're going to get married, all this kind of stuff. I can't see it. It's not meant for you to see. This is not meant for you to see. Okay, that's why I truly recommend that you manifest different things in your life so you can understand how the universe operates, how it works. Because you're going with your intuition, you're allowing it to guide you into the unknown. All right. If you have a need to see it, you're not going to see it. It's not going to show up. You got to let it go. Okay, let it go and let it unfold on its own. This connection needs to be able to develop on its own without controlling it and having expectations or any of that. You really got to let it go and leave it up to the divine, because your soul and God, the universe, is running the show. God's like, it's not a show, but okay, okay. I find myself questioning, how could this be my twin and what this could be reflecting inside of me? Reach out. If you haven't booked a call, I'll help you see it. All right. And so, does our DM get scared? Is he ever showing his own fear? Boy, yeah, yeah. Both of you do. Okay. Both of you do. And they mirror that in you. This connection brings out the fear in both of you. Okay. And whatever experiences you went through in the past, it's going to bring that up too. Like whatever unhealed experience in your connection, that's all going to come up. And the amount of love, you hear this from me, okay? You hear it from me, you probably don't hear it from anyone else. The amount of love your twin flame has for you is incredibly strong. It's freaking scary. It's too hard, you know? If you leave, it's too painful. If they express themselves, it's too painful. It's too hard. And so this requires healing. Yes, this connection brings a lot of fear in both of you, not just one. And you might be like, well, I'm not afraid. Well, if you have a fear, they're not going to choose me. They haven't chosen me, they've chosen someone else. What if they don't like me and all this kind of stuff? Fear, fear, it's all fear. Okay. And it's normal. Or is he only reflecting me? He's reflecting you. He definitely is reflecting you. But this is how this works, okay? Because it sounds confusing, right? You're like, if I change, they change. If I just change, they're going to change. Okay, right? They will. But the experiences are different, can be different. Let's say you're healing yourself, you're healing your sense of self-worth, and you've elevated it, you're feeling fabulous. They haven't quite gotten there, but because you're there, universe fast track to there, either at the same time or within some time of each other, because it's one soul. All right, one soul, two consciousness, but one soul. Similar subconscious. You share subconscious. All right. And okay, so you heal. Now they're put in, your twin flame is put into situations that's going to make them heal to catch up to you. And you both do that to each other. Perhaps you came across, let's say, for example, you come across a coach who's really helpful for you. And you're like, oh, okay, well, I'm learning from this coach. Meanwhile, you didn't know your twin did this healing that manifested this coach to heal you so that you're both in that same place. You're both on the same vibration, energy, whatever. You can't leave one behind because it's just you. So sometimes we feel like it's automatic. I heal, they heal. Some things are automatic. But some things it's like they go through an experience that's going to take them there. They'll be put in place of, I don't know, YouTube video that shows them themselves because you healed that part. Or some stranger in the street will tell them something and aha, it's like a light bulb goes off because you healed that part, and things like those. And so there are experiences that they will go through to reflect the changes that are inside of yourself and vice versa. All right, so I will admit oneness during the love bubble. Mine lasted 3 to 4 years. I was lucky, but when there was nobody to love in separation, we went back to duality. That oneness in that love bubble wasn't really oneness. That love bubble and is was there to show you what this connection becomes. Okay. And then the fears come up because it's going to, because that's how this connection works. Maybe not for everybody. If you have unhealed wounds, they're going to surface, and then it creates that going into, I don't like to use separation, your time apart. And this is when you begin to experience oneness. Okay. This is when you go within yourself and start to heal the connection that you have with yourself. Become connected with yourself on a soul level and understand it was never about them. It was never about your twin, ever. And in that moment in time, perhaps you were experiencing the oneness within yourself. You weren't thinking about anything else until the insecurities come up and now separation was created. So perhaps that's what you were saying about that oneness, but it is something within yourself, rather than the two of you are just um, being together, and that's oneness. Oneness is within yourself. Okay. So we reunited by chance after watching 𝐏𝐿's video, but we keep drifting apart, and now she is getting married on 2/14, and I am not invited. Oh, okay. All right. So your twin is getting married on it. I believe that's what you're saying. Your twin is getting married on February 14th. Oh boy. All right. So definitely reach out. Reach out. Okay. I'm gonna put my actually it is in the description to book a free clarity call. I would love to hear from you, Phoebus and so forth, and um help you gain clarity on that, because I know that that must be feel painful. And so they do have, but you cannot have emotional love or even empathy because all this is push. What I heard, they mirror your self-love, right? Okay. Hmm. All right. So I missed it again. We're still here. To be honest, Artput's comments are triggering me. I am here because I don't completely agree with all those channels who say you can't have any emotions, etc. We aren't on Elle or Kurt's page. 𝐏𝐿 has her own. All right, all right. And that's why we're debunking this. We're debunking this, okay? You've got to be connected with yourself. I am going to go back to those two comments. All right. Way of teaching, can we please leave it to her to teach us when we are in a channel page? Oh, no worries, Sally. I'm not. I'm not triggered. And so forth. And I am fully aware of what's being said out there, and I want to let you guys know that your intuition is above all things. Your intuition is above all things. Okay? I know love has a lot to do with this because of what the universe has shown me, and I teach you guys that. Okay? Because there was a time I ran away from it. As you know my story. And the universe broke down all of my walls until I became completely open to experiencing love. Okay, within myself and in connection. The universe did this, broke me down to the point there was no barrier to it, gone. Because sometimes we have walls put up to love and we think we're open, but the walls are there to protect us, a false sense of safety, but yet we want someone to love us while there are walls there. And that was one of the things that I got shown by the universe, and I teach it to you guys. Love has a lot to do with it. A lot to do with it. And some of the teachings out there, I feel there are some truths to it. So they bring you into connection, but yet you're experiencing this connection, not relationship, connection with this person that you feel connected with. All right. And how do you deal with the habits of my other half that you just can't get behind, like smoking? As I don't smoke because I've learned it's not healthy and it's disgusting because of the smell. The habits. Whew, boy. I want to say I want to get, okay, let me see how much more comments there are. There are a lot of comments. Okay, so I'm gonna come back. Um, hold on, hold on. All right, I'll keep reading the comments because they look pretty interesting. So this question is something else. Like I mentioned, they have their healing to do too. We cannot change others for whatever reason that they're going through that. If you were to be like, well, you need to change that, and that person is not ready to change it, it creates some sort of resistance. Acceptance is the key. I accept that this is who you are and where you are. And if it doesn't resonate with you on a soul level, you're feeling this internally that this isn't something that you can be around, you're going with that. Okay. You're aligning with that. And usually, this is what happens when your twin flame feels like this is the connection for him. The universe sends the message, hey, she doesn't like that. She doesn't like that behavior. Do something about it. The universe does help you out. You guys can have whatever you want. The universe helps you out. Now, he knows to experience a connection with you, he's got to work on this because it doesn't resonate with you. This is all internally. You connect with your intuition and your feelings, and don't ignore your feelings. If this is a deal breaker for you, don't ignore yourself because it becomes worse. But you acceptance is the key. Acceptance doesn't mean you're accepting behaviors. Acceptance means that you accept them for where they are. You're not trying to change them. Okay? The only person that you can really control in a situation like that is yourself and your reaction. And go on a soul level with this. And the universe helps you out. The universe is just like, listen, you got to change these habits. I speak from experience. I speak from experience where the universe was just like, you need to cut out these habits. He's not having it, Sheen. And I'm like, I'll get to it. I'm working on it and stuff like that. This is why I say free will sucks. Free will have you say tomorrow, tomorrow. And then tomorrow becomes 1 month later, becomes 6 months later, and all this kind of stuff. Don't shoot me, guys. Okay. I was a stubborn person. I had to get help for myself. I'm just giving you the information on how this works with the universe. All right. And I just shared my experience with ghosting. And in this context, I'm just sharing information because what I believed before didn't work. I'm not here to disturb you or anyone else. No, that's fine. That's fine. That's perfectly fine. And the reason why I mentioned that about ghosting is for the general public. Don't blame yourself. Okay? Many of you know I ghosted and didn't see it. Didn't know. Went around for 2 years saying that I was a chaser, using those terminologies back then, chaser, runner, and all this kind of stuff, until I realized that I did that. Did not know. All I saw was the pain I was going through. The connection was way too painful, way too painful. And that's all I saw. And the universe did a lot of work, And so on me. And so this is why I say when a twin flame goes, it's because of something that was going on inside of themselves. And when I say painful, it was feeling of being rejected, not chosen, unseen, internal. This is all internal stuff because you, on the other hand, perhaps and this is in general. I'll make it general, okay? You thought you were being kind. You thought you were open up, you're expressing your feelings, you're doing all these wonderful things, right? What did you do wrong? And I will say, most likely you didn't do anything wrong. All right. And the things that happen to you subconsciously, those are things that can be healed. Those are things that you didn't know. You didn't know. Okay. But when a person is affected by trauma, no matter how many nice things you do, they can't see it. They see the unpleasant things that happen. Maybe it was like one little discussion about something, which is normal in connection. It's normal. But it triggers, oh, I'm not good enough. Oh, they don't like me and all this kind of stuff. And they don't know how to handle it. And I just speak from experience because it took, and a lot of you know, I mentioned his name. I'll mention his name again. And if he's watching this video, this is Stefan Speaks, okay? When he did this video, 10 things that men do when they like you or something. I forget the title of the video. And I watched it and I was like, check, 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 check. I was like, oh my God, he did those things. And that's when I began to see it. Okay. So this is why I say it's not when ghosting happens, don't pin it on yourself. Do not pin it on yourself. Just work on healing the connection that you have within. The same way the universe brings together synchronicities is the same way the universe bring you two together. Every synchronicity is proof that the universe can bring you together. It is the universe that does that. You're absolutely correct. Is it possible to exchange consciousness with your twin flame? Yes, it is. All right. It will take me forever to explain that. They're you. Okay. And it sounds more like you're telling how it was, how it has to be, not sharing experience. And if you aren't in a union, then all else you heard hasn't worked either, right? So why express it instead of okay, all right. No worries. Don't worry, Sally. I was not triggered. And we can talk privately. We don't need to discuss here. You took my answers in the wrong way. Okay. Um, here we are. How do you stop empathy and feeling pain for them? Because that is how I learned to connect with others. I know he is me, but still his body has different experience, have no empathy, also is just not me. Okay, how do you stop empathy and feeling pain for them? All right, when I hear this, I have to say, and I mean it with all kindness, that it depends on the level that you're explaining this. If it's like you're feeling their pain to the point that you want to help in some kind of way, you want to help them, like um you feel like you need to do something and things like that, this has the potential to cause you to be codependent on them, to be the savior and stuff like that. Okay, you're not saving anybody, you're having an understanding that their pain, they will go through whatever they need to go through. Your twin flame, they, I don't even like saying they, because it's a mirror, it's more of a mirror. They will go through their healing, okay, and that's on them. Any amount of, I need to do something, I mean, this may not be what you're saying, but this is what's coming up for me. Any amount of, I want to help, I need to do something, pushes them away. Okay? You hold space. You ask questions when you are in contact. How does this make you feel? Why do you feel this way? Allow them to experience that healing that they need within themselves and so forth. Okay? You hold space. All right. So it's unfair to say that your twin flame isn't going to come in with some sort of ego something, which is a mirror of where ego can still exist inside of yourself. And what we tend to do when anyone, not just twin flame, let's take the label off of this, okay? When someone gets into their ego mind and they're just like, nothing is right, nothing, or you're this, or whatever the case, we get mad and we butt heads and we go right at it. When you're healing and you're identifying triggers and you're in connection with your ego, you understand how your ego goes, it helps you to understand others when they're in that space. Okay? And you're able to see through that and you're like, okay, you're experiencing that. It's not me. I'm feeling it. I'm feeling the effects of it, but you're experiencing that. And you can ask questions. If they don't want to talk about it, you're not talking about it. They don't want to open up, you're not gonna pressure, come on, trying to help them. No, you let it be and just hold space. And so I hope that answered. How do you stop having empathy? Have you cut out your emotions? You have emotions. And this is what I want all of you to do. A lot of these things, let go of making them twin flame and begin to experience connection with the people around yourself. Really experience connection with the people. And your twin flame mirrors how you are connected with yourself and those around you. So I have emotionally love with my twin in my heart. Okay. All right. Resistance creates struggle. Absolutely. Allow yourself to think about your twin flame and this journey will get easier. If the thoughts are good, enjoy the high vibes. If they're bad, that means there's healing needed. You're right. Thank you for saying that. Okay. What we're doing is letting go of the 3D, the attachment to the 3D. I gotta have, and all this kind of stuff. Your connection exists inside of yourself. Okay. And you're loving from a soul level, you're connected with God's love. All of this is in within you, you know um so I'm glad that you mentioned that. Now, if it's obsessive thinking about your twin flame, obviously we know what that does, but I like to give examples with something else so we can take this pressure off of twin flame. And I'm so glad for those who had hung on. We've been here forever. Money. I love using money. When you are focused on money, where is money? When is it going to come? It's not here. I don't have it. Push, 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 push. So work with money and work on manifesting money. believing money is there. Your resistance with money, work on releasing blocks. Okay? Because when you can do that, you'll begin to understand how this connection works in a way. And some of you might be like, oh, okay, well, how does that tie in with money? We're talking about love. Well, we're talking about obsessive thinking. Anything that you obsessively think about is a push energy. It's not just twin flame. You got to find a way to end your obsession and allow it to flow in. Allow your connection to flow in. Allow it to be of existence. And that's it. Okay? Allow yourself. We think about money. How can we not think about money? Like, you got to pay for some stuff. You might have staff members you got to pay. You need a living. But when you're stressing yourself, when is it? Where is it? How is it? I want it. It needs to be here. No, it just won't show up for you. And so the thoughts bring up those feelings to help you heal and become the real you. Yes, they do. You are amazing. Your words tap into my heart. Thank you, Julia. Oh, you're welcome. Great info. I have to drop off to go on another call. I'll catch the end in the replay. Thank you again. You're welcome. I know you weren't triggered, Asheen. I was. I know, I know. I've been sick with the flu and I just wanted my twin flame to be here to take care of me, but that will never happen. And it has me thinking I'd rather pursue a connection that is here for me physically. Anna Marie, thank you for bringing this up, okay? I want my twin flame to be here. Anytime, this is what my observation with this connection that I have to share with you guys. Anytime you want something to show up, I want it, and you're looking at it in the physical, it pushes them away. All right? This is expectation and control in some kind of way. And it's with anything, not just twin flame. All right? It pushes them away. I experience success and notice success when all that goes away. Let it go. And allow the journey to come to that point, because it will. You know, you might be like, okay, they're not that. Well, you know, your connection is not at that point yet. Okay? It's not at that point yet. Let it go. And it comes to that point. This is how I see success happens when people are like, I'm done. I'm done trying. Mm-mm. And then it's like magic. The things that they want deep in their heart, that they know is in their heart, shows up. Because the universe is behind all of that. The universe knows you. They know you. They know your connection. They know you. Leave it in the hands of the universe. Now, if you run to another connection, it takes away from you connecting with yourself and coming into alignment with yourself, which is necessary for you to experience reunion. If you feel pulled, sure. If you're doing it just to have someone, I don't recommend that. I really recommend healing the need to have someone, because it can potentially lead to codependency. Okay. I'm just saying, it may not be your situation, but I had to point that out. And by the way, I saw my twin flame. I saw today my twin flame, and when our eyes met, he put a shoulder around the woman he was walking with, but it was like her theater play. I think he wants just to get rid of my presence. Oh boy, reach out. Let's talk about it. All right. Definitely. So with the letter and so on, now I manifested third party. Whew, a whole nother video. I'm not going to go into that so much. Third parties are, third parties have been a part of the connection since previous lifetimes. A lot of times this person keeps showing up, and it has a lot more to do with the things in your subconscious mind than it does with anything else. Okay. And once you heal that, it's like poof. Either they fizzle off, or the push towards that third party vanishes, and they don't feel that. They don't feel it. And so now they can connect with their soul, because you're connecting with your soul, and get on the path. There is a path, guys. There is a path with your connection, and that third party is off the path. All right, that's a whole nother video that I would love to explain it. Hopefully I remember all of this stuff. I'll try to take notes right away to do that. So let's go back to soul alignment, which is really what this video is about. Okay. So you have a lot of outer body experience because of the things that you've gone through in life. Everything, it's outside. When you're aligning with your soul, you're coming back into your body. All right. You're slowing it down. Slow down your life. You're on a fast track, not listening to your intuition, maybe not eating right, not getting enough sleep, um, out of touch with your emotions. They're there, but you don't want to feel them and all this kind of stuff. Slow down. Come back inside and get to know yourself, that person who's in you. You know, you might be like, okay, all right, I can do this. I can do this. I will tell you, if you are someone who's been used to running from yourself, you know, that was me right there. It's one of the hardest things to do. The hardest thing to do, to sit within yourself, sit with your emotions, your intuition, your inner knowing, really getting to know yourself can feel painful to some folks, can feel difficult to do, will feel weird, like not used to this, you know, when you're inside of yourself. You haven't been used to it. You've been living outside of yourself. You've been out of touch with your feelings, your emotions, hiding yourself from yourself. You know, you if this resonated with you, you hid yourself from the people around you. Your emotions are all bottled up inside, that you don't even recognize the person who's in you. And you're getting to know that person inside of yourself. This is how you can experience oneness and that unity consciousness. Because anybody on the outside, your previous whoever, mirrored where you were disconnected from yourself, from your thoughts, your intuition, your, not your thoughts. Your thoughts thought they can run the show, but you're disconnected from your emotional, spiritual, even your physical body. All right. And the trauma led you to that as a form of protection. Because if you were to go inside yourself and really connect with those feelings, they hurt. They're so painful. Can't do that. Ouch. Like, how can I even talk about them? And because I can't talk about them, I'm just not going to feel them. I'm going to shut them down and live on the outside and act like everything is okay. All right. Come back in and really be within yourself. Let go of their physical body. It's not about them. It's never been in you know, we're saying them. It's their physicalness. It's not about their physicalness. All right. They have their part of the journey that they are experiencing. Let them let this person experience their part of the journey in which you have this shared soul, however I can word it. It's like it's you experiencing different parts where the two of you are healing each other. Just forget the idea that there is a them. Just let that go and come back within yourself. Let go of seeking love, attention. I need to have this, anything like those from outside of you. If there is a part of you that feels like you don't have those things, they can't show you that you have those things. The love, attention, the listening, the respect, the can't show you that. You know, the law of attraction won't allow it. You attract what's going on inside of yourself. The law of manifesting won't allow it because your thoughts manifest your reality. So you're like, I don't have it. I don't have it. I need it from them. Guess what? You don't have it. Law of manifestation says you don't have it. They're not here. We're separated. Like, you know, let all that go. Let all of that go. None of it matters. And you're like, oh, 𝐏𝐫𝐤𝐴, like, how can you, like, really, it's them. Like, let go of them. Okay, let it go. This is a connection of you. All your connections have been you in some kind of way. The people who showed up in your life were showing you in that particular moment of your life. Come back to you and heal the things that have been shown to you. Heal your connection within yourself. Begin to really give yourself the things that you are looking for outside of yourself. And it shows up in your life. It shows up, and you got to begin to believe in your powers, in your ability, in this connection, in your intuition, all of this. You're slowing the head down and connecting with your inner world that you've been so out of touch with. Okay. And the universe brings them to you, brings you together with you, and so forth. So we're talking about oneness. I'm keeping this oneness as much as possible. You know, this person feels the pull towards you because of you being connected with yourself and really beginning to enjoy what's inside of you, not looking for a fix from somebody outside. Okay. Um, so that was a lot. That felt kind of channeled, feeling like it got kind of quiet, but let me see. Um, Somehow oh yeah, because I was looking for the comment. I hope I had answered it with those two about letting go of your outer world. Let it go. Come inside and experience the world within you. Let me see. All right, so here we go. So how can I be with my other self-expressed irritation when I mention my annoyance for his habits like smoking or gaming, not cleaning up, etc.? There is a way to communicate. But when it comes to communication with anybody, it happens inside of you first. How well do you hear yourself when your inner world is saying, this doesn't feel good? You're not paying attention to me. You're not getting enough rest. You feel one way, but you're saying something else. If that connection inside of you is not healed, they can't hear you. I don't care who it is, your twin, someone else, they can't hear you. You fix that connection you have, you heal that connection you have within yourself, where you're beginning to hear the voice inside of you and you're following through. You do that, the person mirrors it and they can hear you. But at the same time, you got to be real careful about trying to control them. This is something within themselves. Smoking, gaming, not cleaning up, and all this kind of stuff could be related to trauma within themselves that they have to fix. So if it's something that doesn't resonate with you, it's either you come to acceptance. I accept that this is how they are. I don't accept the behavior, but I know that this is how they are. Okay. You might be like, I have to accept. Acceptance heals. Acceptance heals. When you push, 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 control, it creates resistance. The walls go up. I don't hear you. I'm going to retaliate against you. Okay. You don't accept me. You're judging me and all this kind of stuff. Acceptance heals. Now, when you communicate about the issues that are going on, you use the compliment sandwich. And you're just sticking with your feelings, guys. Stop telling them what to do. Listen, this does not feel good. Doesn't feel good to me when you're smoking. It feels whatever you're feeling, it's all in you. Okay? And then leaving it up to them to come up with a resolution. Or you and when they do it, you express gratitude. We point at all the negatives. You're not doing this, you're not doing that, or that. We never talk about what they are doing positively, the positive things. Like Yesterday, I noticed that you didn't smoke. Thank you so much. I don't know. Smoking to me really requires um healing. There's something behind the smoking, like addiction is tough. All right. If that person can give it up just like that, great. There are underlying issues that go on with that. And even gaming, on the game so much, they're running away from themselves in some kind of way that needs to be looked at. Okay. It's really not easy. It's really not easy. And how to be is truly the question. How to be, how to just be. This is soul alignment. The soul just is. You know, I have a technique that teaches that soul alignment. And every single time it works. Oh my goodness. I'm so shocked. Every single time I have my clients doing it, there's no thoughts. There's just simply being. And they are in the most present moment ever. Ever. And I recommend doing that where you're coming within yourself. You're eliminating the thoughts. The thoughts go away like that. And connect with others. Don't wait for your twin flame guys to do any of this. Connect with other people when you are inside of yourself, connected on a soul level. Okay. And so, yeah, how can I still align when he is showing me something that triggers me? Heal what he's triggering, what is being triggered in you. You really have to heal what's showing up in the triggers in order to align. This is like the missing piece I see with a lot of these videos out there. Just simply align, but then you have things on your subconscious mind and they get shown to you through your triggers. So how on earth do you align when those thought patterns still exist? Okay, work on healing those. All right. And for me, the smell of cigarettes or pot is really bad. It makes me physically ill, nausea. This is something for you. If you live together, I don't know what to tell you. But if you truly feel, this is all on you. You cannot control the other person in making the changes and tell them, well, you need to do this, this, and this. It really doesn't work that way. Go within yourself. Connect with yourself and what go within yourself. Leave them out of the picture. Okay? What will you do? What does your soul recommend? And so forth for you. All right. But seeing him with third party, I wasn't triggered for a first time, just accepted what I saw. I felt for the first time, no attachment. I don't know if this is like surrender or giving up ego's defensive. This is good. This is good. Okay. If you have stories about the third party attachment, all this, I'm not good enough. They chose them. All this is push, push, push. Just it's like serving them to the third party on a platter. Like, here you go. Gotta heal those. Gotta heal and surrender. And when you reach that place of acceptance, there's no push energy. And they can hear their intuition. They can feel whatever it is they need to feel. Their eyes become widened and all this kind of stuff. So yes, you're on the right path there. Okay. And he is in my space, so I don't know how to be and deal with this without running away, or do I need to leave? Your answers are inside of yourself. I don't remember if we had a free session, clarity session. Book one with me and we can talk about this. Um, yeah, I feel like there's more to this that we just can't discuss here. Okay, there's a lot more because the two of you are living together, and so gaming, ouch, that hurt. I just baked some brownies to eat while I game later. I'm listening to you while cleaning up because I hop on the game. Gaming is okay. It's okay. Gaming to the point where you ignore connection with others. It's all day, every day. You don't take a breather. You're not spending time with the people who love you and all this kind of stuff. Using your creativity, all of this. You will know when it's hurting connection. You will know. You'll know. Just like any other addiction. you'll know. When it's affecting your ability to experience connection with someone else, you know it's a problem. Okay. But if it's not, you're de-stressing and you're gaming perfectly fine and stuff like that. It's not the gaming, it's the addiction that is the thing that needs to be addressed and within yourself. Okay. All right. So thank you everybody for and I hope I did answer the questions. And as always, I'll be checking back for some more questions. I appreciate everything that all of you have expressed here. I was just going through the comments real quick. Exchange consciousness with your twin flame. I believe I just said I was going to come back to this. Some of you can comment. I'm not going to read the comments, but if you comment on it, where you've gone through certain experience and later they're going through that experience and vice versa, and you're just like, wait a second, I've been through that and now I'm seeing that they're going. It's weird how that works. It's really weird how that works on a conscious level, or maybe subconsciously. It's all you. It's just you. Okay. The answer to anything, are they, if they, it's you. And come back to you and work on healing yourself. And then the rest is up to the universe. All right. Thanks so much. Take care.